So yesterday we had started with these actinoids, okay, these elements, actinoids which are present in lowermost in the periodic table. Periodic table में सबसे नीचे आप ये देख सकते हैं इनको. These actinoids, okay. So we have seen the basic properties that from where it starts. Okay, it starts from thorium and it ends at lawrencium. All these elements are radioactive. We have also seen the properties of these actinoids. Okay, so they appear same as the lanthanoid, because lanthanoid is also appears like a silvery white in color. And one special thing about the actinoids are all these elements in the actinoids are radioactive elements. All these elements are radioactive elements. In case of lanthanoids, only one element, that is promethium, is radioactive element. Okay, in lanthanoid, all others are non-radioactive. So this you have to remember about actinoids and lanthanoids. We are also going to see what is the difference between actinoids and lanthanoids. Okay, there are similarities in between actinoids and the lanthanoids. Okay, so we have also seen that their melting point is around 1000 degrees Celsius and their boiling point is around 3000 degrees Celsius. And they experience decrease in atomic radii. Okay, um, from actinum to the lawrencium. Okay, so actinoid contraction. This is called as actinoid contraction, and it is having a 5f orbital. Okay, it includes 5f orbital. We have seen the electronic configuration. Okay, basic electronic configuration or the general formula for the actinoid. Okay, so because of 5f orbital field, it get contract, and due to which it is called as the actinoid contraction. Okay, and general most common oxidation state in case of actinoids is +3. Okay, and it shows somewhat higher oxidation states in a initial the elements of the actinoids. Okay, so due to loss of electron from the respective d and s orbital. Okay, so this is all about the basic properties of the actinoids. Now we'll see the further portion about the actinoids, the application of actinoids. Okay, we'll see the application of these actinoids. What are the application of these actinoids? Okay, where it is used, actinoids. Okay, that we will discuss in today's lecture. So we'll see applications. Okay, applications of actinoids. These are the lowermost elements in a periodic table. Okay, and starting from actinum to the lawrencium. Okay, 14 elements are present. Then application of the actinoids. We have seen that the half lives of natural thorium and uranium isotopes are so long. Okay, in case of this thorium and uranium, we have seen their half life is so long. Okay, that we get very negligible radiation from these elements. We have seen these elements thorium and uranium. Okay, so thorium 232 and uranium 238. Okay, radioactive elements. Okay, these all are radioactive elements. This uranium is also used in nuclear reactor. Nuclear reactor में use करते हैं uranium को. Okay, for nuclear fission reaction. So we have seen that the half lives. Okay, yesterday we have written their half lives. Their half lives is around near about yes 1.4. Okay, for thorium it is 1.4 into 10 raised to 10 years. Okay, 10 years, and this is for 4.5 into 10 raised to 10 years. So their half life is having a large duration. Okay, of natural thorium and uranium isotopes are so long that we get very negligible radiation. Okay, we get negligible radiation. Okay, we get negligible radiation. Okay, negligible radiation from these elements? We find them in everyday use. For example, this thorium 4 oxide, okay, thorium 4 oxide, this thorium 4 oxide, that is THO2, okay, THO2 with along with 1% of this cesium or sorry selenium lanthanoid element, cerium oxide was used as a major source of indoor light. Okay, so this thorium oxide and cerium oxide, okay, combination, it was earlier, okay, not nowadays, but it was earlier used as a major source of indoor lighting. Okay, this was used as a major source of indoor lighting system. Okay, lightning, okay, lightning system. So lighting, indoor lighting system. Okay, lighting system directly. Lighting system. Okay, before incandescent lamps. Right now, incandescent lamps are present. Okay, into existence. Solely because these oxide convert. Okay, now what happens? These oxide. Okay, so these oxide. What is the function that these oxide, these convert this energy, heat energy. Okay, these convert these oxides convert heat energy from burning natural gas. Convert heat energy, heat energy, heat energy by burning natural gas. By burning natural gas, and this heat energy can be converted into light energy by burning natural gas. Natural gas, by burning a natural gas, okay, to intense light, to light, okay, intense light, high intensity light. Okay, so this is the function of these actinoids, that the element that thorium oxide along with 1% of cerium oxide, it is used as a major source of indoor lighting. Okay, it was used. Okay, and these oxides convert heat energy. Now, from where this heat energy is coming? By burning the natural gas. By burning natural gas, this heat energy is being converted into light energy. Heat energy is being converted into light energy by burning a natural gas. So this was a function of actinoids. Okay, so even today there is a great demand for these lights for outdoor camping. Okay, so maybe in Diwali or maybe in some functions. Okay, we are using the lights. Okay, so indoor lights, and it consists of mainly these actinoids elements, actinoid oxides actually. These are okay. So these are used. So this is about their applications, okay, which is listed in our syllabus. So applications of these actinoids. Okay. Next, uranium, you know very well. Okay, you might have studied or you might have heard about the uranium. That uranium is a actinoid which is great demand. Okay, which is used in a nuclear reactor. Okay, which is used in the nuclear reactor. This is another, we can say, application of these actinoid. Okay, uranium, because mostly all actinoids are radioactive element, and being they are a radioactive element, can be used in a nuclear reactors, okay, for nuclear fission reaction. One of the extraction methods of uranium has very interesting chemistry. The ore containing uranium oxide is first treated with the iron to give. Okay, so this uranium, okay, uranium, it is treated with this iron, and in addition of H2SO4 to this solution, it produces a uranyl sulfate. Okay, and this uranyl sulfate, when it is react with ammonia, it gives rise to yellow ammonium diurenate. Okay, ammonium diurenate we get. Okay, so this uranium reacts with, okay, so in short I will write down, this reacts with Fe3, okay, Fe3, and it gives rise to um, yes, addition of the uranyl sulfate. Okay, addition of this uranyl sulfate, and like this uranium sulfate, that is UO2SO4. Okay, uranium sulfate when mixed with ammonia. Okay, I'm not going to write down complete reaction, ammonia, and it gives rise to the uh, the ammonium diurenate. Okay, so this is the compound that we get, NH4, okay, twice U7 and O7. So this was actually additional information actually, okay, about the uranium. So uranium, when it combines with H2SO4, and when that again combines with ammonia, it gives rise to a ammonium diurenate. Okay, this is known as ammonium diurenate. Okay, so there may be various applications of these actinoids. Okay, these are few listed in our syllabus, that the thorium oxide along with 1% of the cerium oxide it was used in lightning system, indoor lightning system. Nowadays also it is using. Okay, so how it get converts into light energy after burning a natural gas. After burning a natural gas, this heat energy is being converted into intense light energy, okay, of the actinoids. So this is all about the application of the actinoids. Okay, we have seen general configuration, electronic configuration of these actinoids also. Okay, so now we'll see what are the similarities. Okay, what are similarities and differences in between actinoids and the lanthanoids. So we'll see what are the similarities and differences in between lanthanoids and actinoids. So in between lanthanoids and actinoids. So what are the similarities? In short, we will write it. What are the similarities and what are the differences? So we have already seen about the oxidation state. Okay, the oxidation state in case of lanthanoids as well as in actinoids we have seen, and we have also observed that these actinoids and these lanthanoids are having the uh, oxidation state. Okay, so both the series are having, okay, common oxidation state, OS, that is oxidation state, plus 3 as a common oxidation state. Okay, we have seen in case of lanthanoids also and in case of actinoids. Right now here we are discussing about the similarities and the differences between the lanthanoid and actinoid series. And if we talk about the differences, okay, so lanthanoid show oxidation state of +4, while actinoids show oxidation state. Okay, if we talk about the lanthanoids, okay, so in short, I will write down now here. Ln means lanthanoid and AC means actinoid. So lanthanoid is showing +4 also as oxidation state. Okay, but in case of actinoid, AC means actinoid. So actinoid is also showing a wide range of oxidation state. +3, maybe +4, +5. Okay, even +6 and +7. These are the oxidation states that are shown by the actinoids. Lanthanoid is showing, okay, +3, +4 in this way. So more oxidation states are shown by actinoids. Now, next similarity in both the series, F orbital are filled gradually. Okay, if you will observe about F orbital, okay, in case of lanthanoid 4F orbital, these 4F orbitals are filled gradually. Okay, the filling of these orbital, it takes place gradual filling. Okay, gradually it gets filled 4F orbital. Okay, if you will observe. So lanthanoids do not form complexes easily. Actinoids have a greater tendency to form a complex. So if we talk about lanthanoid, okay, do not form a complexes. Okay, do not form complexes. It do not form complexes easily. But if we talk about actinoids, okay, it have a greater tendency. It is having a greater tendency. It is having a greater tendency to form a complexes. Okay, to form complexes. So this is the difference between actinoids and the lanthanoids. Okay, so with ligands such as thioethers, so they form complexes, actinoids, but these lanthanoids, they do not form a various complexes. Okay, if we talk about the reactivity also, reactivity in case of actinoids is it is less reactive. At lanthanoid, it is more reactive as compared to the actinoid. Then next about the similarities between these, the electronegativity of all the elements in both the series is low. Okay, if we talk about electronegativity, if we talk about electronegativity, so electronegativity of all these elements in actinoids as well as in lanthanoids, okay, so these are element are low. Okay, electronegativity of all the elements, okay, of all elements, so that is low. Okay, so that is low and are said to be highly reactive. And in case of lanthanoids, do not form oxocations. Okay, so this is what the uh, yes. What are the now differences? The differences in lanthanoid. So lanthanoid do not form. Okay, lanthanoid do not form. Okay, this is I have written here Ln for a lanthanoids. Okay, this you have to remember lanthanoids, and I have used word AC for actinoids. Avoid writing every time actinoids, lanthanoids, and actinoid lanthanoid. So lanthanoid do not form lanthanoid do not form the oxocations. Oxocations. What is the meaning of oxocations? Oxo means oxygen, cations, that is positively charged particles. Okay, but actinoids form oxo acids. But actinoids, they form oxo cations. Oxocations. And what are these oxocations? So uranium O plus, then plutonium PuO plus, then neptunium NPO2 plus. So in this way, these are called as oxocations. Oxo, oxygen, oxo, cations, positively charged. Okay, so lanthanides do not form such oxocations as it is produced by the actinoids. So this is what the difference. Okay, we are classifying about what are the similarities and what are the differences. Okay, the next one, if we talk about the nitrates, perchlorate, and sulfates of all the elements are soluble. So if we talk about the lanthanoids and actinoids, they are nitrates of lanthanoids and actinoids. Okay, nitrates of lanthanoids and actinoids, perchlorates perchlorates of lanthanoids and actinoids, perchlorates of lanthanoids and actinoids, and sulfates sulfates of lanthanoids and actinoids. Okay, so these uh, all these elements are, okay, all are soluble. Okay, these are all soluble. Okay, so nitrates, perchlorates, sulfates, or all the elements of lanthanoids and actinoids are soluble. Okay, they are soluble, while hydroxides, fluorides, and carbonates are insoluble. So this is what the similarities. Okay, so hydroxides, then fluorides, hydroxide, fluorides, and carbonates, and carbonates. Okay, carbonates. Okay, are these are are insoluble. These are all are insoluble. insoluble. Okay, so this is what the similarity, okay, between lanthanoids and actinoids, that their nitrates, perchlorates and sulfates are soluble, but their hydroxide, their fluorides and their carbonates are insoluble. This is what the similarity between lanthanoids and actinoids. Most of the lanthanoids are colorless. Okay, if we talk about their color, most of the lanthanoids, okay, the lanthanoids are colorless. Okay, these are most of the lanthanoids are colorless in nature. Okay, so colorless in nature, and actinoids. Okay, actinoids are colored ions. These are colored ions. These are colored ions. So these are a few listed similarities and the differences between lanthanoids and the actinoids. Okay, common oxidation state plus 3D showing. But if we talk about the highest oxidation state, which is shown by the actinoids, so these are the differences. Okay, and F orbital, they are filled gradually in both the cases, actinoids and lanthanoids. But this lanthanoid do not form the complexes as it is formed by the actinoid, has a greater tendency to form the complexes. Electronegativity of all the elements are low, okay, in actinoids and lanthanoids do not form the oxocations, but actinoids form the oxocations in this pattern UO plus, okay, plutonium, that is PuO plus, neptunium NPO2 plus, like this. And their nitrates, their perchlorates and their sulfates of actinoids and lanthanoids, they are soluble in they are soluble, and their hydroxide, their fluorides and their carbonates are insoluble. And in this way lanthanoids are showing some colorless in nature. Okay, it is not showing color, but these ions of these actinoids are showing color. So these are what some similarities and the differences in between actinoids and the lanthanoids. Okay, so in the table number 8.14 even they have mentioned about the how the in case of actinoids their atomic radii, okay, atomic radii as well as ionic radii, how it is decreasing manner. Okay, we already discussed that this is called as a actinoid contraction. Okay, some comparison also there in between pre-transition and lanthanoids and the transition metals. Okay, so that you can refer. Now, the next important topic is about, okay, post-actinoid elements. Now, what is the meaning of this post-actinoid elements? Post means after actinoids, the elements which are present after actinoids, that will be called as post-actinoid elements. The elements which are present after actinoids, okay, that are main, they are present in transition series. Okay, so these are present in transition series. Their half life is very less. Okay, so we'll discuss about now these elements. Okay, post actinoid elements. Okay, post actinoid elements. What are these post actinoid elements and what are their properties? Okay, so it is the last topic of this chapter. Okay, so post actinoid element, post actinoid elements. So what are these post-actinoid elements? As the name is given, post, after actinoids. So actinoid ends at lawrencium, whose atomic number is 103. Okay, so actinoids, they end at lawrencium. Okay, lawrencium पे end होते हैं और जिसका atomic number 103. Then what is the meaning of post-actinoid elements? These will be starting from these will be starting from, yes, 104. These will be starting from 104 atomic number. Okay, 104 atomic number. So yes, post actinoid elements. So post actinoid elements, You have seen that the elements with atomic number, yes, greater than 92. Okay, 92. So yeah, 92 number, atomic number is uranium. Okay, 92 is what? Uranium. And after 92, okay, the in actinoids, okay, in actinoids, the elements, okay, elements after, right here, elements after uranium, this 92, okay, these are called as trans uranium elements. Okay, these are called as a trans uranium elements. Okay, because actinoid series, okay, this is present uranium, which is an actinoid series element whose atomic number is 92. So after this uranium 92, the elements that are called as a trans uranium elements. Okay, the elements which is present in the actinoids, these are called as a trans uranium element. Okay, so elements from atomic number 93 to 103. What are the trans uranium elements? So atomic number Z. Okay, Z is equals to 93, 93 to Z is equals to 103. 103 is what? Lawrencium. Okay, so in actinoid series, after uranium elements, all the elements that are termed as, that are known as trans-uranium elements. Okay, so these trans-uranium elements after uranium is neptunium, plutonium, americium, curium, okay, berkelium, then californium, einsteinium, fermium, mendelevium, okay, nobelium, and last is lawrencium. So these are the elements that are called as trans-uranium elements. Okay, so trans-uranium elements, and included in actinoid series, and those from 104, and those from Z is equals to 104 to Z is equals to 118. These elements are called as post actinoid elements. These elements are called as post actinoids elements. Okay, so better way, if you have a periodic table, thereby you can observe it. Okay, post actinoids element after lawrencium. Okay, lawrencium atomic number is 103. There are these elements from 104 to 118. These are called as the post actinoids element. Okay, so post actinoids elements. So these post actinoids elements are known so far are transition metal. Okay, so post actinoids element, if you will observe these post actinoid elements, these are called as a transition element because these are d block elements. Okay, transition elements, these are called as because ये किस block में है, these are present in a D block element. Okay, so these are referred also as a transition element. Okay, transition metals. Okay, then they are included as a post actinoid because similar to actinoids element, their nature. Okay, they can be synthesized in the nuclear reaction. Okay, so these elements, post actinoid element, can be synthesized. Okay, they can be synthesized in nuclear reaction, in nuclear reaction. Okay, nuclear reaction may these elements we can obtain, means they can synthesize in nuclear reaction. So far, 9 post-actinoid elements have been synthesized. Okay, 9 elements, post-actinoid element. Okay, so 104, 105, 106. Okay, like this atomic number. 9 post-actinoid elements have been synthesized. It is difficult to study their chemistry. Okay, so this is very important. It is difficult. What is that? It is difficult to study their chemistry. Okay, to study the chemistry, study their chemistry of these elements, their chemistry. Now, why? Okay, question that will come in your mind, why that it is difficult to study their chemistry. Okay, why? The reason being their half-life time is very short. Okay, as their half-life time is very short, we cannot study okay these elements. So due to short life, Okay, due to their what? Due to their short half life. Okay, due to their short half life. And due to reason, okay, the half life is very less. For example, element 112, that element 112, okay, and H. So this element with atomic number 112, this element, okay, this is an H, okay. So this element is having half life. Okay, this element is having a half life of around 2.8 into 10 raised to minus 4. So in this very short half life, these elements are having, and that's the reason it is difficult to study their chemistry. Okay, the elements which are present after that are called as a post-actinoid elements. Okay, their study is very difficult. Okay, due to their short half lives. So you can observe this element. Okay, that is this element NH. Okay, so ये कौन सा element है? NH. So it is having a very short life. Okay, it is having very short life. This element NH is, yes. So nihonium. Okay, this element is called as a nihonium, and this element nihonium is having a very short half life of around 2.8 into 10 raised to minus 4 seconds. Okay. So with half lives of milliseconds only, a little is known about the chemistry of these elements. Then Rutherfordium forms a chloride. Okay, आप देख सकते हो element. Okay, Rutherfordium RF104 atomic number. So it forms, okay, it this element forms chloride. Okay, it reacts with the chlorine to form a chloride, that is RFCl4. RFCl4, similar to zirconium and hafnium. Okay, similar to that of zirconium, similar to zirconium. zirconium भी क्लोरीन के साथ रिएक्ट करके क्लोराइड फॉर्म करता है, similar to zirconium and hafnium. Okay, hafnium, similar to zirconium, hafnium. In plus 4 oxidation state. In plus 4, in plus 4 oxidation state. In plus 4 oxidation state, this zirconium and hafnium, they form a similar chlorides like this Rutherfordium chloride. Okay. So dubnium resembles to both group 5 transition metal. Okay, this dubnium, which is this Db105. Okay, post-actinoid element dubnium. This dubnium resembles. Okay, it is having same as, it resembles to, it resembles to both group 5 transition metal, that is niobium. Okay, resembles to niobium. Okay, niobium 5. Okay, so it is a group 5 element niobium. Okay, with atomic number 41. Okay, with atomic number 41 niobium. And actinoid protactinium. Okay, actinoid protactinium 91. Okay, protactinium, uh, yes, protactinium 9, protactinium whose atomic number is 91, protactinium. Okay, protactinium fifth. So these are some information about the post-actinoid elements. So what are post-actinoid elements? These will start from atomic number 104 after lawrencium, because till lawrencium the actinoid series is present. After uranium, in actinoids, the elements are referred as a trans-uranium elements. Means from atomic number 93 to atomic number 103 till lawrencium. Okay, these elements are called as a trans-uranium elements. And post-actinoid elements are atomic number from 104 to 118. These elements are present in a transition element, D block element में सबसे नीचे present है, आप लोग देख सकते हो. And it is very difficult to study their chemistry as they are having very short half lives. Okay, so neonium, if you will see, this element is having half life of around very short millisecond. Okay, 2.8 into 10 raised to minus 4 seconds. Okay, so they get synthesized in a nuclear reaction. Okay, nuclear reaction means they get synthesized, and the elements like this RF, okay, rutherfordium, it forms a chloride same as that of the zirconium and the hafnium in its +4 oxidation state. And this dubnium, it resembles, it is having a same similar nature as that niobium, okay, which is a fifth group niobium, which is fifth group element, okay, niobium, fifth periodic element, niobium, and protactinium, which is an actinoid element, protactinium, which is an actinoid element. So this is all about the transition and inner transition elements, that is D block and F block elements that we have studied. Okay.